Wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Sidang hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, selamat datang ke Sidang Kelima Majlis Konvokesyen Khas Open University Malaysia. Majlis memohon kerjasama para hadirin untuk mengambil tempat duduk kerana majlis akan dimulakan sebentar lagi. Terima kasih. Para hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, sementara menunggu majlis bermula, kita ikuti taklimat keselamatan di Pusat Dagangan Dunia, Kuala Lumpur.
Welcome to World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur, your preferred world-class venue. As your health and safety are our top priority, please pay attention to this health and safety video. Hi, I'm Paul Menon, and I will walk you through this video, which comprises of two components, which are the standard COVID-19 procedure and our emergency evacuation procedure. The first is the standard COVID-19 procedure. In accordance to the COVID-19 Standard Operating Procedure (SOP) set by the government, we have prepared the necessary facilities to ensure that each and every one of us abide to the SOP to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Number 1, temperature check. Our officers will be placed at entrances to monitor your temperature. If your temperature exceeds 37.5 degrees Celsius, you will not be allowed into our premises and will be advised to seek treatment accordingly. Number 2, please always wear your mask whenever you are in World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur building. Number 3, always practice good hygiene and wash your hands frequently with water and soap. And number 4, practice the correct physical distancing, which is 1 meter apart, and avoid handshakes or any physical touch. For your information, all our halls have been sanitized and disinfected according to the SOP set by the Ministry of Health Malaysia. The second component is the emergency evacuation procedure. If you hear this alarm while you are in the World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur, stay calm. Leave all your belongings and walk to the designated emergency assembly area in a swift and orderly manner. Do not run. Your assembly area is located at Plaza Merdeka Car Park, Level 4. Follow our emergency response team (ERT) instructions to go to your assembly area. Do not worry, as our ERT will be there to assist you. Remember to always follow the procedure and ERT instructions even when you are at the assembly area. That is all from me, Paul Menon. Hope you will have a good time here. And thank you for choosing World Trade Center Kuala Lumpur, your preferred world-class venue.
Perarakan akademik masuk ke Dewan. Majlis mohon berdiri.
Rakan besar masuk ke Dewan. Majlis mohon berdiri.
Perarakan Pro-Chancellor masuk ke Dewan. Majlis mohon terus berdiri.
zaman, dunia tanpa sempadan. Program pengajian berkualiti, sistem pembelajaran terkini. OUM perintis universiti terbuka yang perdana. Warga penyayang penuh dedikasi mendukung nilai murni, bersama-sama mencapai kejayaan demi kecemerlangan. Program pengajian berkualiti, sistem pembelajaran terkini. OUM perintis universiti terbuka yang perdana. OUM universiti untuk semua.
Sidang hadirin sekalian, dipersilakan duduk.
Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Azman Hashim, Pro-Chancellor. Yang berbahagia Profesor Madya Dr. Ahmad Izzani Awang, Presiden dan Naib Chancellor. Ahli-ahli Senat Universiti, dev-dev jemputan, para graduan, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang dihormati sekalian. Selamat datang ke Sidang Kelima Konvokesyen Khas. Kami merakamkan ucapan terima kasih dan setinggi-tinggi penghargaan atas kehadiran para hadirin sekalian bagi menyerikan lagi majlis yang bersejarah ini.
Bacaan doa. Dipersilakan Dr. Wan Muhammad Ubadillah, Wan Abbas.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi dan salam sejahtera. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Allahumma ya Allah ya rabbal alamin. Tuhan yang Maha Kuasa, pencipta sekalian alam. Kami bersyukur kepadamu yang telah menciptakan kami sebagai makhluk yang terbaik dan menciptakan alam ini untuk keperluan kami. Ya Allah, ya Syakur, ya Alim. Kami bersyukur kehadratmu kerana dengan izinmu jua maka universiti ini dapat mengadakan majlis Konvokesyen khas ini bagi meraihkan kejayaan pelajar-pelajarnya. Kami bersyukur kepadamu kerana dengan limpah kurniamu jua, para graduan telah berjaya mengharungi berbagai rintangan untuk menyempurnakan pengajian sehingga berjaya dan menerima anugerah pada hari ini. Ya Allah, ya Waliyat Taufiq, kami bermohon kehadratmu agar memberi petunjuk kepada para graduan supaya mereka dapat bekerja dengan lebih baik dan penuh dedikasi dalam lapangan masing-masing demi untuk kemajuan agama, bangsa dan negara. Ya Allah, ya Qawi, ya Aziz, kurniakanlah kekuatan kepada kami warga OUM agar dapat menjalankan amanah dengan penuh tekun, sabar dan dedikasi. Satukanlah hati-hati kami serta kuatkan semangat kami untuk terus berjuang dalam memberikan pendidikan sepanjang hayat kepada masyarakat. Ya Allah, jadikan negara kami ini negara yang maju, makmur dan aman damai serta mendapat keredaan-Mu. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Terima kasih.
Amin ya rabbal alamin.
Sidang hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, dipersilakan Presiden dan Naib Chancellor yang berbahagia Profesor Madya Dr. Ahmad Izani Awang untuk mengumumkan tujuan majlis dan menyampaikan ucapan alu-aluan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yang bahagia Tan Sri Azman Hashim, Pro-Chancellor, ahli-ahli lembaga pengarah dan senat universiti, dev-dev jemputan, pengurusan dan staf universiti, para graduan dan keluarga, serta tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang dihormati sekalian. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Selamat datang ke sidang kelima Majlis Konvokesyen Khas Open University Malaysia. Terlebih dahulu, kami seluruh warga OUM dengan besar hati mengalu-alukan kehadiran yang berbahagia Tan Sri Pro-Chancellor serta para jemputan ke Majlis Konvokesyen Khas yang diadakan untuk kumpulan graduan ke-24 dan 25. Sesungguhnya kehadiran semua sudah pasti menyerikan lagi detik yang penuh bersejarah ini. Sidang hadirin sekalian, tujuan sidang konvokesyen ini adalah untuk menganugerahkan ijazah-ijazah kepada 364 graduan dalam 8 program. Pada konvokesyen kali ini, terdapat sejumlah 7,549 graduan yang tersenarai di dalam buku konvokesyen. Bilangan graduan yang besar pada konvokesyen ini melambangkan dedikasi OUM dalam usaha mendemokrasikan pendidikan tinggi. Walaupun pandemik COVID-19 telah memberi kesan yang besar kepada sistem pendidikan di Malaysia dan global, OUM kekal sebagai peneraju institusi pendidikan terbuka dan jarak jauh. Justru kami ingin menyarankan agar semua graduan mengamalkan pembelajaran sepanjang hayat. Meskipun ini merupakan hari untuk bergembira, ia tidak menandakan tamatnya proses pembelajaran saudara-saudari. Masih banyak lagi yang perlu dipelajari dan dicapai. Kami mendoakan agar segala usaha para graduan akan mencapai kejayaan, insya-Allah. Dengan ini, saya sukacita mengisytiharkan bahawa semua graduan secara automatik adalah ahli alumni OUM. Saudara-saudari kini merupakan sebahagian daripada 90,000 ahli alumni OUM yang berjaya memantapkan lagi modal insan negara. Syabas dan selamat maju jaya. Kepada semua alumni, saya menjemput saudara-saudari untuk terus menyambung pengajian di OUM ke peringkat yang seterusnya dan menikmati tawaran diskaun pengajian yang disediakan khas untuk alumni dan keluarga. Sekali lagi saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada Yang Bahagia Tan Sri Pro-Chancellor kerana mempengerusikan sesi ini. Sukacita saya mohon izin Yang Bahagia Tan Sri Pro-Chancellor untuk menyampaikan ucapan serta mengisytiharkan pembukaan sidang kelima Majlis Konvokesyen Khas ini dan seterusnya menganugerahkan ijazah sarjana, sarjana muda dan diploma seperti yang dinyatakan kepada graduan yang tersenarai di dalam buku Konvokesyen. Dipersilakan Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Pro-Chancellor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yang bahagia Associate Profesor Dr. Ahmad Izani Awang, President and Vice Chancellor OUM, members of the University Senate, graduates and family members, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum, and a very good morning to everyone. Terlebih dahulu, marilah kita melafazkan kesyukuran kepada Allah Yang Maha Esa kerana dengan limpah kurnia-Nya kita dapat meraihkan pencapaian para graduan di Majlis Konvokesyen Khas OUM. Tahniah atas kejayaan para graduan dalam menamatkan pengajian. Majlis Konvokesyen adalah sangat ditunggu-tunggu kerana ia merupakan kemuncak kepada usaha gigih bertahun-tahun saudara-saudari sekalian. Syabas. Dear graduates, firstly, I would like to take the opportunity to congratulate Yang Bahagia Associate Professor Dr. Ahmad Izani Awang on his promotion and appointment as the new President and Vice Chancellor of OUM. Being an existing senior management of OUM, he already knows OUM very well, and I look forward to his leadership in taking OUM to another level of success. Congratulations. This morning, a total of 364 graduates from 8 programs will be receiving the scrolls. Many of you represent the Faculty of Education and Special Studies, Special Sciences, with qualifications in early childhood education, psychology, and Islamic studies. My heartiest congratulations to you and your family members who must have assisted you in achieving your success today. Your commitment and dedication is now fully rewarded. Well done. Being in OUM, I guess most of you are working people, many with families as well and children. So doing your studies is quite a balancing act, a challenging one. But with your focus and effort, you have succeeded. I can feel what it was like because in my younger days I did a course in chartered accountancy, articleship, which required me to work full-time for 5 years and study at night and do correspondence courses. Those days we don't have IT like today. I found it challenging, but I was nothing like yours because I was young, single, and no other responsibilities other than to myself. So I can understand how much harder it was for you, having to do the course, get through it, and balancing with full-time work and family responsibilities too. So, Tanya, and I do hope that you will carry on this passion and commitment throughout your learning life. Learning life means forever. Now I come to my speech, section of my speech where I try to tell you some messages. Pesanan. I have 4 today. I might be preaching to the converted. In other words, you might already be very familiar with these messages. In any case, I think they are good messages. You can pass it on to other people, especially the young people who might benefit from it. The first message I have is on lifelong learning. This is familiar with all of us because OUM is all about lifelong learning. The tagline on your mask is "Semua boleh belajar." In other words, there's no age limit. And over the years here, I have been giving certificates to graduates who are in their 70s. So there are good role models. Why do they want to get a degree at that age? Not for a job, certainly. Purely for their own development, their own knowledge. They are still curious and they want to know, want to learn more and more. But, as role models, I would imagine, for example, if they did it or learning on health sciences or education, I think they will be able to advise their grandchildren and others about lifelong learning to start with. Well, they are already a role model. But education, they will talk about, hopefully, English language, importance of English language. We might talk about values, things like that. So that's lifelong learning. That means that, today, of course, you got your degrees, but this is not the end of it. It could well be the start of something else, second stage, next phase of your learning life. As invited by the Vice President, Vice Chancellor, Open University got other courses available for you to take advantage of. It can be anything. It can be diploma and something else, but additional knowledge and skills. As Henry Ford of Ford Motors said long ago, you are old if you stop learning, whether you are 20 or 80. So you want to keep young, keep on learning. And this is not really there's no choice actually. Nowadays, with the fast-changing things in this world, development of IT and so on, you cannot afford to stop learning. It is not a choice that you can have an option. I believe there's no option for young people, for graduates, to continue learning. No option. Otherwise, you are handicapping yourself, tying yourself leg and feet against your competition, against the rest of the world. No option. Continue learning. As I said, things change very fast today in this world of IT and so on. Not by the years, but by the months, by the week, sometimes by the day. What you learned last year could be different already. This year doesn't apply because something else better has come on the market. And this is a very competitive world. And you have to be competitive. To be competitive, you have to have the knowledge, appropriate knowledge. Otherwise, other people have got more knowledge than you, then it's difficult for you to compete. And adding knowledge to yourself is not a waste, it's not a minus, it's a plus. Whatever knowledge, skills you add on. It could be different, for example, learn something else, different language, learn about Mandarin, why not? It might not be relevant not today for you, but in the future maybe, but it's an asset. You can speak another language. Of course, priority is English lah, as I said, but you want to learn something else. If you are good at linguistics, some people, they can learn language very quickly. I can't, but some people can. They can learn 2-3 languages like that. Then do it, because any extra language you can learn, is value to you. You'll find. One good example to me of lifelong learning is our very own Tun Mahathir. He is 96. But remember when he retired as a prime minister and become re-elected again as prime minister, there was a gap of 16 years. He left the office prime minister. 16 years later, he came back. And did you realize that when he came back into the office, there was no time wasted. He hit the ground running. In other words, it was as if he never left the office. He was up to date on everything. What happened, development in the 16 years, economic-wise, not only here, but internationally, political situation, everything else, technology. You ask him what developments, IT, and then he knows, So, great example. That's why I think he's having a very long life before he goes past 100, but it's possible, inshallah, But we have a great example of lifelong learning and how effective it is. Today at 96, he is able to tackle anything, any issues. You ask him anything, he can answer. 96. He hasn't stopped, never stopped. I'm not so, of course, not as old yet, but still 82. I'm 82 years old. Still got to learn. I'm in the financial world, so I got to know about what's happening today. So many changes. Fintech, one of them. I can mention other things here. Cyber world, cyber security, artificial intelligence, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, cloud computing. At the same time, there's developments in Takaful, Sharia, I got to know also in the financial world. And don't forget, there is the robotics. Nowadays, robots can do anything that we can do, They're replacing workers, especially dangerous work, dirty work, repetitive work, robots everywhere. And under robotics, you have drones. Wow, drones nowadays, small ones, big ones. Small ones take aerial view. Big ones can carry people. You can have air taxis later on. Not only people, they can carry weapons. You can see how they're using the drone to assassinate people in the Middle East. So these are developments which we need to know. Very interesting. Yeah, it's unfortunate that this technology can also be used for war, which is not great. So I'd like to just give a quotation here on learning. It says, you can teach a student a lesson a day, but if you can teach him to learn by creating curiosity, he will continue the learning process as long as he lives. Just to create curiosity to the young person, to want to know, curious to know, what is this? Why? What's the answer? If he's already like that, he's on his way. He will continue to learn because he's just curious, he wants to know. So probably for the teachers, it's one of those things that you must try to do, create in young children the curiosity part of it, to want to learn, to want to know. And these are important tools for them to really succeed in life, really. Succeed in education, to want to know, to want to learn, to want to read, and lifelong learning. Okay, that's my first message. Second one is lifelong learning, to learn all these things. What is the best tool, to do it? English language is the best tool. English language gives you access to 80% of the world's knowledge. So think of the handicap if you're not proficient. How much handicap you're giving yourself, minus against the others who can acquire that knowledge easily because they're proficient. If you're not proficient, you cannot get that. You cannot have access to that. So you're really blocking yourself from knowledge, from competition, from being competitive. I'm not saying that you are not proficient. I'm just saying that this is the message we all have to give to our young people. To go forward in this world today is a very critical tool. For Malaysia to become a knowledge economy, you must have that. It's not happening. The standard of our English knowledge deficiency in Malaysia has gone down. I don't think anyone can argue against that. It's gone down. Mainly because of our system, I think, education system. And the leaders know it. Starting 20 years, 30 years ago, they know it. They become into power, parliament, prime minister, or whatever they say. First thing, reform education. One of the big things they want to do. But it's not done until today. Cannot reform. Why? Because it's a political issue, it's sensitive. You might lose support, you might lose votes. Still not there. So, anyway, to me, the current system is still not adequate to provide us, we need a lot, everybody to be efficient. We got a lot more people to be competitive for the future, a lot more. So we need to get the young people, to supplement whatever he's getting today on English education, to supplement on their own effort. By encouraging them to be curious, to know more, access to information, reading, writing, conversation, listening to English programs, TV watching, all this will help. Today, we can see in the private sector when we interview graduates for jobs, it's so obvious. Private sector, of course, the English fluency is very important. That's the priority. If you're not proficient, how do you will, because the choice for the private more, you have many graduates out there from private universities, many of them, they are proficient. So you find that private sector is so difficult for those not proficient to get a job. Of course, you can get in government, how many jobs can government offer? But even government now, you can see the eventual effect. Even senior people, you find are not so proficient in English. Of course, all letters you get from government is mostly in Bahasa, but if they do it in English, there's always something there. So it has declined a lot. At international conferences before, the Thai people, Indonesian, ask us to speak. Normally we have the same view, so we can speak. We speak for them. Today, they are speaking so well, Indonesians, Thais. We, quite often, we are too shy to speak. And even if sometimes we speak, we are too shy to hear. I think you've seen it sometimes in the, come out in the media. So come to that stage. It is an international language to survive in this world. You travel overseas. Just example, you go to China, all the airports got two languages only, Chinese and English. You go to Masjid al-Haram in Mecca, inside that notice board on some procedures, Arabic and English. So it's very useful as well, not just for knowledge, but useful for your everyday things. And now this world today is globalized world, borderless world. Therefore, if you increase your value, your proficient in English, you can acquire a lot of things. You become eligible to work anywhere. And don't forget, many Malaysians have become eligible and now working overseas. Everywhere. Which country you want to see? Hong Kong, Singapore, UK, Australia, US. They all are and doing very well indeed. And they were here, educated here. What did they do? They acquired the knowledge, the skills. Of course, they were proficient in English to start with. But Malaysians can become internationally acceptable. Not only that, they look for you, here. That's why we're losing talent because of that. But we can do it. We are capable of doing that. Many Malaysians, It's not that it's not doable, it's doable. So, in this new environment of the world, now borderless, you want to be the person to be able to work anywhere. Not just in your kampong, don't be a kampong champion, village champion, Jago kampong aja. You have to think of Malaysia wide, of course, to be competitive, but even that, even internationally, why not? Of course, I think teachers have a great advantage being able to do this because they come face to face with children every day. Try to get the message through. Just the last comment about the English language. It is, besides being very valuable, useful for the future, it's also a very beautiful language. If you're proficient, you have access to great novels, great books, great poetry, sonnets, Shakespeare. I was fortunate when I was at school doing my exams, literature, we had to sit exams on Shakespeare. By Hamlet, Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, quote the verses. Today, of course, I'm not sure how many have actually read Shakespeare. But it's a beautiful language, just by itself. Just to know, learn it, and appreciate the beauty of the language. Yep. Okay, I think that's it about the English language. I hope you can spread the word. Number 3 message is pesanan is on good values. This is even worse than language because it's gone down even much more. Our values have gone down much more than language from before. Values is how to behave. Good values, honesty, accountability, integrity, all these things. Of course, at the center of it is corruption. Corruption don't have all these things. And we are now, of course, world famous for it. So, a degree by itself is not enough. You have to have a balanced person, balanced personality, with good qualities, good values, so that you become a balanced person. You can apply the knowledge in a good way, productive way, not a negative way. If you don't have the good values, you see in the past, like the US, we had a big financial crisis where billions were lost because all these smart MBAs from the Stanford, Harvard, whatever, they created these investment products which are useless. They know it was useless, sold it by the billions. People lost money, they make profit. They don't care. Or take Joe Low, 1MDB, Joe Low, Stanford graduate, smart, but no values. His value is what? To steal things. He applied his knowledge for that purpose. So it's no good. We need good characters, balanced personality. So besides your degree scroll, you have to have this other aspect, soft skills, how you treat people, have integrity, honesty, accountability. These are the ones that have gone down a lot in Malaysia. You know it very well, and you see it every day. Bad examples. Simple example of value for students. A few years ago, a survey was done on 2 universities here. The students were asked 2 questions. Will you accept a bribe? Number 1. Number 2, will you give a bribe? And the 2 universities, the outcome was, many of them, or majority of them, say, oh, yes, okay. How can? I think today, if we did the same survey, the result would be even worse. Because since then, so many other things have happened. On the corruption field, so many examples, and some people seem to get away with it. So the younger people are saying, hey, maybe it's okay, you know. That was a survey done a few years back. Should do another one now, and then we'll see how it comes out. I think it will be worse. Anyway, student loans. A couple of years back, I got a statistic. Student loans, there were 600,000 over students who were taking the loan, graduated, working now, jobs, didn't pay back a cent. Depriving other eligible students for that loan because it's a revolving fund. So where is the value there? Where is the... Of course, the government is very lenient, bagi discount, time spread. It's part of that. In the end, I think the government said, okay, you don't pay, you cannot travel overseas, take your passport. By the way, if you steal billions, you are given back your passport. So you cannot run away from talking about corruption. We're talking about values, especially in Malaysia. There's so many examples. You see it in the newspaper every day, court cases. In fact, there's a queue of cases waiting to be tried. Just wait now, many coming up. Many institutions, many people. So rampant. And nowadays it's not no more 100,000 or 1,000, it's the millions, hundreds of millions even. Billion powder, so it's huge. It's terrible about the country, really, if this doesn't stop. We can go down the drain. When you steal big amounts from the country, it's the country that pays, and it's the money that we pay from taxes and so on. But if things happen, the economy goes down, where is the money coming from? Now, we have to borrow money to repay the loans, the old loans. Additional debt to repay the old ones. So the debt is increasing. And corruption is a big factor. Right? Corruption means we are spending unnecessary money because people are taking away, putting in their pockets. And these people in power, they are abusing the power. Bagi contract, the price is double up. Buying things, equipment, price double up. The difference disappear into his pocket. This is happening all the time. So this is very costly for us to run the country. So this abuse of power is terrible. That's why I say, we used to have the saying, Malaysia boleh, tapi actually Malaysia apa-apa boleh. Anything can because of corruption. Just imagine, you want to come in the country, illegals, okay, we give you close one eye, you masuk this way. Legal, oh, you can buy the permit, masuk. Anything can be done, it's terrible. Big loopholes here, big holes everywhere. So, it's an issue. Sorry, I'm trying to read my writing. Yeah, this abuse of power and trust, actually the power and trust is given by us, rakyat. We give them the power, we need trust. But they abuse it. Well, what I've done just now. And a few days ago, you can see in newspaper, MACC, our anti-corruption champion. One of the officers admitted guilty to taking millions of ringgit. That was seized from another civil servant, I think, also corrupted money, seized but deposited with MACC for custody. They are the anti-corruption champion, and yet one of the officers took millions away, and he pleaded guilty. So this are things happening. That's one example. That many other institutions you can see, which that can happen. The temptation of money. It's very sad. So you heard about all these cases coming up. Of course, 1MDB, we all know. You got Mara. Tabung Haji. Imagine, even Tabung Haji, people saving, putting down there to go to Hajj. Itu pun not safe. Imagine that. And many of these people, pray 5 times a day, fasting man never miss a day, go to Umrah, even Hajj. But when it comes to this, it's okay. Well, how do we change this culture, this mindset? Anyway, this catchphrase, Malaysia boleh, as I mentioned earlier just now, at least UUM has got a good one. Semua boleh. Tapi belajar. Itu okay lah. Keep that up. Keep that up. Unfortunately, there's another catchphrase that's come up. Malu apa? Malu apa? What shame? Very sad, Malu apa? A reflection of where our values are gone. I interpret malu apa as meaning, why should be shameful? What for? Shameful for what? Shameful for what? How I interpret it? It's terrible. Have we lost the sense of shame? Appears to be, have we lost the sense of shame? Sometimes you read the media, you hear people say, what's happening up there with the billion? Nobody cares, it's down the line. There's no sense of shame. I mean, I think you see examples of people earning salaries, but showing off their expensive cars, houses, take the whole family for overseas holidays now and then. How can they afford it? No shame. They even show off that. No shame. we should be very shameful. In the world today, we are famous for the wrong things. We are one of the worst countries in the world for corruption. This 1MDB money stolen, billions, the biggest amount stolen in the world ever, in history. That's why it's always in the headlines everywhere, in the media, newspaper, television. And now the case is going on in US courts, which is good. The FBI, so, and it's going on faster than here. I hope that, things will come out there that will bring out even more names of other culprits in this game. But we're there in the highlight. From now on, the case going on in New York, every day is in the headline, whatever has been said, every day. So we should be ashamed to be known for that, So, conclusion, I think just like the COVID-19, now it's a pandemic. We are hoping that it becomes endemic, so that it's part of us, it's part of our system. We can accept it just like a common cold, like a flu. So corruption here in Malaysia, I think it's already endemic. It's already in the system, just like the flu. Just imagine that. In our culture, in our system, we have to get rid of it. Malu apa? There are other catchphrases, but I cannot say it here, I think. You might know them also. So, the solution really is, especially for the young people onwards, a mindset of zero tolerance for corruption, zero. Nobody should get away with it. I like to always refer to Singapore. Previous Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew used to come to Malaysia. When he comes here, he's smart, he gets a dinner, some of us, businessmen, then he will ask a lot of questions, like digging what's happening here. Of course, we asked him those questions also. So one of the things we asked him was that, how do you control corruption in Singapore? This is before. So he said, it's very difficult, corruption. You have to start it very early, nip it in the bud. So when they first got independence, Lee Kuan Yew said, he penalized one minister for doing something, corruption lah. Minister came running, wanting to be excused. He said no. And the minister committed suicide. I don't think he felt sorry for it, Lee Kuan Yew, because that was a lesson. From that day onwards till today, Singapore, clean on corruption, very clean. One of the best examples in the world. They're very, and also you might say, on the subject of race relations and religious relations, they are also very strict. I think our laws are probably stricter than Singapore on this issue. But in Singapore, if you say something sensitive, insensitive, that can hurt other race or religion, you are arrested straight away in. Here, it's politicized. People take advantage of these sensitive issues, politicize it to gain advantage, maybe votes or what. And these are sensitive issues, this hurts other religions, hurts other races. And nobody comes out to defend the thing, to say, hey, this is ridiculous. It's not the case. Why? Sensitive. You might lose votes. So this statement, some of them wrong, some of them not correct, made in various parts of the country. People want to show up there, how smart they are. Don't get, it stays there. Nobody tells them it's not on. That's what's happening today, which is not good. Today, I think this relations, religious is, I think there's never been this way before. In the past, we never have these issues. But it's because politicized. Singapore doesn't tolerate this. Sensitive thing, nip in the bud. Anyway, that's by the way, this is not part of my speech, but the sensitive race religion though is just to say that, this sort of issue, sensitive, you cannot let it run. Anybody does it, the law is there. Arrest in. The law is there. Okay, zero tolerance, that's on corruption. And we have to start from the young people so that the mindset can set. And of course, we have laws. I hope we have, I think we can have, effective implementation, execution of the laws. China is very easy. Corruption in China, very speedy trial. Then they take you out, execute you. In China, they don't care. Billionaire pun kena tembak, executed. Very, very rigid on it, very strict. Singapore doesn't happen because really they nip in the bud, corruption. Have you heard of cases of big corruption there? Tak ada. Okay, my last message. This one is a simple one, it's about health. Graduates of OUM is a special lot of people because you're not like the conventional university, young people, but you are mostly working people with families. So you're at the stage where you can be susceptible to disease and illness. So you have to be conscious of this, because if you are ill, seriously ill, not able to apply your knowledge, and so on, the one you sacrifice to get through, sacrifice, study, all that, sacrifice your valuable time, holidays with the family, weekends, all that wasted. And instead of an asset, you become a liability. Family have to pay for the hospital bills and so on. So be conscious of that. Because you're in that category of people, of age, that you can be susceptible. Why I talk about this? Because I like to focus on one particular disease, which is diabetes. We are the worst in South Asia on obesity and diabetes. The worst, and it's getting worse. I think millions of us are diabetic, and the authorities tell me that millions more are diabetic, but they never check, they don't know. Diabetes is a very silent thing. But it can attack your kidneys, you have hypertension, attack your heart. I touch on this also because I have two sisters who are doctors, twins, by the way. One died because of diabetes, she was on dialysis, hit the kidney, had the heart, died. The other one now, the twin, is on dialysis already. Now, they are doctors, I think, being doctors, they think they can take medicine, tak apa, makan macam-macam. Our diet is all very nice to eat, delicious, and we don't seem to change. We got sugar, banyak gula, rice, all this. So, I think they were not particular about the food because they can take medicine, being doctors. I think, but at some stage, then the thing is not effective anymore. Then you got your kidney problem, you got to go to dialysis, then it affects your heart, affects everything else. So be very careful. I hope that you have got yourself tested for sugar content in your blood. You can test yourself, it's very easy, you can buy the kit in a chemist shop. Just prick a pin prick to see the blood sugar count. I do that myself also, very simple. And the cure is very simple, the prevention is very simple. There's no sacrifices, no exams, no tests, only discipline. Watch what you eat and have some exercise. So, I think that's the end of that health thing, only touching on diabetes. But we are the worst, by the way, in Southeast Asia. And it's not easy if you don't change your diet. I think Kelantan is the worst for us because suddenly, as you know, everything is sweet. I think they got the worst record for diabetes, Kelantan. But it's lovely to eat, very nice. All these things that are hurtful for us, with sugar content, it's very nice to eat, But I think you have to maybe moderate moderation, things like that. Okay, that's the end of my pesanan. Anyway, we are already very familiar with it. Please spread the word around, these messages for other people, especially the young. Okay. Today, we have quite a number of graduates in the fields of education and teaching. So let me just say a few words about teachers. Of course, I'm very attached to teachers because my mother was a teacher and ended up as a headmistress of the Kampung Baru Malay Girls' School, and that's the biggest Malay school in Malaysia, actually. She had 13 children, salary teacher, father as a clerk. So imagine 13 children. But her top priority is her children's education. I don't think she had any money to spend on herself at all. I don't think so, because with 13 children, just to buy the clothes and the books, of course, books we tompang each other, but clothes also, we have to last, one pair had to last a couple of years maybe, shoes like that. So anyway, her priority is education. And I think we all got educated. So I don't have any people I look up to, mentor. She's the only one, my mother. Great teacher, great principles, applied right values, didn't put herself forward at all, sacrificed everything for us, the children. I think she was a great headmistress as well. Of course, I'm biased, but she's my mentor, nobody else. So, teachers, very important because teachers are the ones who develop young people to become future leaders. That's how the country can succeed. Without good teachers, it's not easy. Is called the mother of all professions. The mother of all professions, because from this teaching, you give birth to all the other professions. That's where they start. Doctors, engineers, teachers, however, artists, from the classroom, from what the teacher tells them. A lot of successful people in Malaysia today, if you ask them, always give a lot of credit to their teachers. Maybe not all, but some teachers that really affected them. They remember them well, and they appreciate what they've done. Many. And mainly because the teachers gave them the inspiration, the ambition, that key to make them want to learn, want to know. Just that, I think one incident is enough to move them up. In my particular case, I just want to see one example. We had a American teacher. I attended a Methodist boys' school, so this teacher was a Methodist missionary, I think, but very young, but a Yale graduate. Now he did our English lessons. Of course, our English was not that good really in this couple of years towards the exams. I remember I did one essay. I used to read a lot of things. I like to read comics, for example, and look at cowboy movies. So I wrote one essay exactly like what the cowboys will speak, cowboy language. He was very upset. Anyway, one day I wrote an essay in the class about what I saw. It was a wedding event in Kong Baru, and the wedding procession was coming through near my house, over the bridge. I was describing the scene, and then going back home at night, how I was feeling a bit nervous about the dark, the shadows. So he wrote one sentence in my essay. He said, "You write like Ernest Hemingway." That's all he said. I don't know who Ernest Hemingway is, So I went to the American Library, USIS. I read all the books by Ernest Hemingway. Of course, that propelled me to want to read a lot. And of course, Ernest Hemingway, the books are very interesting, the novels. Read all of them and continue to read. And this greatly improved my English. Until today, I remember him. Richard Babcock, his name. He was only in his 20s. He looked at the time, to me, I was young. He looked to me like he was in the 40s because he's 6 foot tall. Actually, I found out he was only 20-something, fresh graduate from Yale. But that's what he did. Just the key, just to inspire me that way. That was enough. So this is one example. And until today, how many years later, 70 years later, I still remember him well. I still thank him for what they've done. So teachers, you are in a great position to do that. To inspire these young people, to make them develop into what they can be, teachers. Here's a couple of quotations about teachers. The important thing is not so much that every child should be taught, but that every child should be given the wish to learn. So we just brought them to want to learn. That's great already. Once they want to learn, they will find their own way. Another quote, the mediocre teacher tells. The good teacher explains. The superior teacher demonstrates. The great teacher inspires. See, the 3 levels. And the top is the teacher that's able to inspire the young people. So a career in teaching or anything to do with education, I think, is a noble career, very noble. And where you have the opportunity to influence people, especially the young ones. And it really is a great asset to the country in the future. So let's, how noble is the profession? Let me read to you an anonymous poem. This heading is, Why God Created Teachers. Why God created teachers? He gave us, when God created teachers, He gave us special friends to help us understand this world and truly comprehend the beauty and the wonder of anything we see, and become a better person with each discovery. When God created teachers, He gave us special guides to show us ways in which to grow, so we can all decide how to behave, how to live, how to do, what is right, what is wrong, to lead us so that we can lead and then learn how to be strong. When God created teachers, in His wisdom and His grace, was to help us learn to make this world a better, wiser place. So that's you, teachers. You're in that. So it's a great profession, noble one. So that's the end of my comments, actually. So now I would like to join everybody else in offering my congratulations to all the graduates. I wish you all the very best and hope you all have a bright future. Dengan lafaz Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, saya mengisytiharkan Konvokesyen Khas Open University Malaysia bersidang semula. Dengan kuasa yang ada pada saya menganugerahkan ijazah sarjana, sarjana muda dan diploma seperti yang dinyatakan pada graduan. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Pro-Chancellor. Majlis diteruskan dengan persembahan multimedia. Hadirin dimohon terus berada di tempat duduk.
The biggest challenge I faced during my studies, I would have to say, is juggling my time.
First sem and second sem, masa tu saya memang pregnant. Lepas tu I macam struggle sangat nak belajar tu.
OUM is one of the stressed area. If you fail to manage your time, that's it.
It depends on what you're aiming for, all right? Some people aim for quality education, but how do you define quality education?
Hi, I'm Sophia.
My name is Reynolds Tu and I am 30 years old.
Nama saya Tamin Selvi, umur saya 40.
Nama saya Chandran, anak lelaki Turai Raju.
So I have joined OUM in year 2017 in the Master of Counseling program.
And I'm a Bachelor of English Studies OUM graduate.
Diploma HRM here and then continue the HRM Bachelor here also.
Diploma habis in 98. Saya study degree 2014. There's a big, huge gap. I totally lost my education environment. Tiba-tiba masuk, then I firstly struggle lah to study.
I just wanted to complete my tertiary education. I wanted to improve my skills, gain more knowledge, and at the same time I saw many of my friends graduating and I never had the experience, so I wanted that for myself.
In OUM, while I was still studying, I had a lot of mentors from directors and friends and everybody who is inspiring, like a Catholic nun and things like that.
For me, this is almost 1 year I have to adapt this culture and then I have to plan my life to study. Walaupun ini online, kita belajar tapi memang tutor kita banyak tolong kita.
Basically all I needed was an internet connection and all the materials or resources were at my fingertips. The digital library was so well equipped. At the same time, if I wanted to get in touch with my tutor or my peers, I just logged on to the MyVLE, the forum, and yeah, I'm basically in a classroom.
Since then, I've actually met many different kinds of people and that my life has changed significantly.
Further study, part-time is not like a full-time student. It's very difficult. You must manage your time, otherwise you are stressed. So I cuba ikut apa yang mereka OEM beritahu.
Really, I really struggle, but very happy to be continue study because you have to achieve something, right?
I really appreciated that the university was very flexible. So OUM's distant and online learning allowed me the flexibility to actually travel and yet study at the same time. I did not have to give up one dream to fulfill another dream.
Once I did my diploma, OUM offer me 18 subject can credit transfer. Siapa yang boleh bagi? Universiti lain boleh bagi ke? I'm not sure about that.
So, apa yang saya dapat ni hari ni adalah OEM yang ajar saya. Orang kata, OEM is nothing lah. No, saya adalah satu benih daripada OEM yang setia kepada OEM.
This is an academia. It is something that is really different. Maybe you can't find an academia like this.
I'm glad to be OEM student.
And you need to be proud to be an OUM alumni.
We are all going to be greater people in the future that provides our services to the society.
What I know, I want to teach my children.
There's no such thing as, oh, that phase of my life has passed and that people can only study in their teens or their early 20s. Education is a lifelong process and it is actually the best gift that you can give yourself.
Because in OUM, we cultivate friendship, we cultivate wisdom, and we cultivate respect. Over here, our intellect comes into play, but then meaning in life comes into play as well.
Oh, I achieved something. Yes, I achieved something.
We are not actually promoting OEM. We are promoting education, giving the foundation to the news outside there. People don't know about OEM. And don't forget, you already achieved, got that role in the hand. You must bring one more person that you know is outside to do OEM again.
I always live by Mahatma Gandhi's words, live as if you were to die tomorrow, learn as if you were to live forever.
And it is also great that you have to tell a great story for your own life. So I bid you welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Penganugerahan ijazah sarjana, sarjana muda dan diploma dipersilakan Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Pro-Chancellor. Fakulti Pendidikan dan Sains Sosial, Sarjana Kaunseling, Priya Darshini anak perempuan Silvanathan lulus dengan cemerlang. Kavita daughter of Kalayapan lulus dengan cemerlang. Lekha Lakshmi anak perempuan Kamalanathan lulus dengan cemerlang. Norma Lizawati binti Muhammad Razali lulus dengan cemerlang. Nur Shazlin binti Miswan lulus dengan cemerlang. So Pei Yin lulus dengan cemerlang. Tho Han Min lulus dengan cemerlang. Yo Siu Peng lulus dengan cemerlang. Zarina binti Azhari lulus dengan cemerlang. Ang Pek Yan. Azmi bin Ali. Farida binti A. Rahim. Kanages Kasinathan Elias Banu. Milani anak perempuan Manikam. Noraini Muhammad Zain, Sharmila binti Abdullah, Sri Uma Eswari anak perempuan Munusami, Sarjana Pengajian Islam, Zamri bin Muhammad Zain, Dayang Maimun Awang Binting lulus dengan cemerlang. Ahda binti Ambak lulus dengan cemerlang. Ahmad Faiz bin Marikan lulus dengan cemerlang. Huzaimah binti Ali lulus dengan cemerlang. Ku Manis binti Ku Ismail lulus dengan cemerlang. Mazda binti Othman lulus dengan cemerlang. Muhammad Mokhtarisha bin Muhammad Mokhtar lulus dengan cemerlang. Muhammad Safi bin Muhammad Azhar lulus dengan cemerlang. Muhammad Hanif bin Hashim lulus dengan cemerlang. Munira binti Hashim lulus dengan cemerlang. Nadia Akilah binti Arif lulus dengan cemerlang. Fatmawati binti Abdullah lulus dengan cemerlang. Ros Hayati binti Abdullah lulus dengan cemerlang. Siti Nurhanani binti Abdul Kadir lulus dengan cemerlang. Ahmad Nazmi bin Omar, Amirul Imran bin Arshad, Arif Azwan bin Muhammad Ali, Faizah binti Khalid, Hanisah binti Ahmad Nordin, Ishaq bin Ismail, Masnan bin Ahmad, Mat Syuhaimi bin Ismail, Muhammad Arif bin Muhammad Sharif, Muhammad Syaiful bin Syafi'i, Muhammad Sabit bin Abu Bakar, Muhammad Zain Jusof, Muhammad Firdaus bin Mat Lazim, Nur Azian binti Mahyudin, Nur Farain bin Omar, Nur Zafwan Akizi Zakaria, Noriza binti Hanafi. Nurul Huda binti Ramli. Nura Shikin binti Haji Sulaiman. Nur Azian binti Zaini alias Mat Zaini. Rozia binti Adam. Rosiani binti Abdul. Rosmawati binti Abdul Rahman. Siti Nur Ain binti Mat Yasin. Umi Kalsum binti Abdul Halim. Wan Noraini binti Wan Ali. Zarina binti Abu Zarin. Jaimis bin Ambasing. Sarjana Muda Pendidikan Pengajaran Bahasa Inggeris sebagai bahasa kedua dengan kepujian. Atira binti Petri. Chia Chit Wei. Yaswari anak perempuan Chandra Segara. Jane Irene PJ Anthony. Karipanon Palanyapan. Kavita anak perempuan Parimal. Lo Chi Lun. Nadia Zamir binti Mansur. Lydia Naidina Nur binti Junaidi. Muruga Praba anak perempuan Jivajoti Nathan. Nur Hafiza Harman. Noradira binti Noho. Nur Aidila binti Muhammad Ajiz. Nur Alia Octavia binti Abdullah. Puteri Zakira binti Syafi'i. Kwe Yi Ni. Olivia Otalia anak Berino. Syahada binti Ghazali. Siti Khadijah binti Muhammad Yasim. Tanuja anak perempuan Ramasami. Tung N. Gi. Valiame anak perempuan Nadasan. Zachary Hon Heng Sun. Sarjana Muda Pendidikan Awal Kanak-kanak dengan kepujian. Chang Lai Ting lulus dengan cemerlang. Lim Yilin lulus dengan cemerlang. Ong Chai Si lulus dengan cemerlang. Wong Yifong lulus dengan cemerlang. Ainatul Nur Alia binti Syamsuddin. Annabel binti Alexius. Aniwati binti Ajimin. Asmina binti Hapi. Azlina binti Muhammad Noor. Azmunira binti Anwar. Basira binti Muhammad alias Abu Bakar. Chang Lai Wei. Chong Pek Kwan. Corina anak ungau. Crystal Ui Jing Dian. Dalila Husna binti Muhammad Khairuddin. Dennis So Chi Hock. Devaraj anak lelaki Yana Sekaran. Elda binti Paulus. Harane binti Dos. Elaya Rasi anak perempuan Vela Yutam. Hasnur Alfini binti Dorin. Ida Royani binti Elias. Jainab binti Jaliun. Jelin Pang Zijia. Jennifer David alias Siti Nakia. Juliana binti Muhammad Yusof. Julie Pang Zi Ying. Junita Joseph Lai Moon. Kamalia binti Kamilan. Kamaria binti Zuki. Catherine Chong Pui Kay. Ku Parila binti Ku Min. Mazna binti Musneh. Li Su Wei. Li Wei Ling. Lim Tianzeng. Malina binti Upis. Marciana James. Melissa Wong Oi Teng. Miao Sok Tiang. Molly Chin. Munila Manjula anak perempuan Krishnan. Kui En. Eng Pai Si. Ngu Ting Cheng. Nur Ahisia binti C. MB. Nur Arina Erisha binti Arifin. Noridah binti Sabli. Nur Hasida binti Muhammad Yunus. Nur Hamasiren binti Muznam Ekasuk. Nur Haslinda binti Muhammad. Nur Farhani Wahida binti Muhammad Rizal. Noraini binti Muhammad Ali. Nur Sabaria binti Abu Bakar. Nur Rafidah binti Muhammad Kasim. Nur Azlina binti Zainuddin. Nur Hidayu binti Azman. Nur Hidayah binti Omar. Nur Hazrin binti Abdul Hamid. Nur Hafiza binti Muslim. Nur Fazila binti Zainuddin. Nur Liza binti Ahmad. Nur Liza Zakaria. Nur Lisa binti Aziz. Nur Lida binti Kamid. Nurul Afira binti Indra Lutfi. Nur Farhana binti Ja'far. Nur Atika binti Zakaria. Nur Afina binti Razali. Nur Zalinda binti Kamaluddin. Nurul Najiha binti Nazim. Nurul Ain Laimin Abdullah. Nurul Ain binti Rosman Han. Kistina Nabila binti Muhammad Anwar. Putri Sarizat binti Raflis. Priscilla anak perempuan Terasa Rajo. Pauzia binti Suib. Nurul Niza Afika binti Jainul alias Jainal. Rohana binti Omar. Robia binti Barmawi. Robaini binti Abdul Wahab. Rebecca Ong Mei Lin, Saima binti Datu Damsi, Rukia binti Thomas, Rosnani binti Abdullah, Rosna binti Long, Roslinda binti Mat Saleh, Sarina binti Non Chi, Saravani anak perempuan Gobala Krishnan, Sankari anak perempuan Ragu, Samsiah binti Sanudin, Sao Ling Xiao, Siu Cheng Yuet, Yusnira binti Mat Yusof, Syamni anak perempuan Maniam, Nur Marzini binti Nadzi, Hema Malini anak perempuan Arumugam, Senorawati binti Taubi, Sivapiria anak perempuan Sivaji, Rosalyn daughter of Anavi,
Majlis diteruskan dengan persembahan multimedia. Hadirin dimohon terus berada di tempat duduk.
Whatever we give to our students, our learners, it has to be the best.
Welcome to the proclamation of Chancellor Ceremony of Open University Malaysia.
Work together because we have more than just educating and helping all these students.
To provide help and support to those students
who need financial help.
Quality must come from people. If you have quality, the rest will follow.
Terima kasih. Penganugerahan diteruskan. Sim Chun Ting. Suryati binti A. Manaf. Natra binti Othman. Siti Fairuz binti Sobin. Siti Khairunisa binti Abdullah. Siti Izzati binti Baharudin. Siti Ruza Fazila binti Zainuddin. Marlina binti Marasal. Sitina binti Yugas. Siti Salbia binti Sakri. Suhada binti Syarudin. Suntari anak perempuan Panir Selvam. Suzana binti Ahmad. Tan Mi Fen. Tong Kui Hun. Dalina binti Lani. Wijaya Lachmi, anak perempuan Mohan. Wan Nur Syahira binti Wan Muhammad Mazli. Zainun binti Engkar Elias Awang Singkar. Zalina binti Kolot. Zarifah binti Abdul Malik. Zarina binti Basri. Zuliayu binti Zulkifli. Zulia binti J. Zuriati binti Zulkifli. Zurina binti Othman. Sarjana Muda Pengajian Inggeris dengan Kepujian. Saddam Hussein bin Abdul Qadir. Umi Kalsum binti Abdul Aziz. Vatani Panuchelvam. Sarjana Muda Psikologi dengan Kepujian. Muhammad Faiz bin Muhammad Silvano Sringeta lulus dengan cemerlang. Syamsidah binti Salahuddin lulus dengan cemerlang. Umi Kalthum binti Ngah lulus dengan cemerlang. Wan Zakirah binti Wan Zakaria lulus dengan cemerlang. Ahmad Muhaimin bin Abdul Syukur. Angeline anak perempuan Santiran.
Enasen anak Josh Bunti.
Banu Piria anak perempuan Mahendran.
Cik Wan Wizana Khairi binti Wan Abdul Jalil.
Benedict Anyi Anthony. Chan Chui Lin. Chin Kok Kiong. Dedi Ihsan bin Andri. Delson anak Lim Sago. Fauzia binti Ma'aruf. Noraini binti Ghazali. Hairul Niza binti Amir Hamzah. Haslina binti Hamzah. Ignatius Glenn anak Michael. Jailani bin Hassan. Lim Jing Malati anak perempuan Tega Rajan. Mehurun Nisa binti Mohidin Abdul Qadir.
Melissa King.
Morgana Sundram anak lelaki S. Arumugam. Muhammad Saiful Azwan bin Rosli, Muhammad Hafiz bin Muhammad Halmi, Muhammad Irimin bin Baharah Elias Basra, Muhammad Saleh bin Teni, Muhammad Hafizul bin Abi, Muzalifah binti Mustafa,
Nakia binti Mat Nur,
Nur Mahfuza binti Marzuki, Nora Sikin binti Amir, Nur Intan Zaihana binti Muhammad Yasin, Nur Najiha Hanum binti Muhammad Nazri, Nur Sida binti Sidek, Nur Fadila binti Saliman, Nur Lizawa binti Muhammad Jaruji, Rina anak perempuan Krisnen, Rini Chundi, Rosmalini binti Abdul Rahman, Roy Kumar Nair anak lelaki Prakash, S. Padmanathan anak lelaki P. Sivaratnam, Saifuad bin Salman, Saifuddin bin Muhammad Noor, Salma binti Shaharuddin, Sao Shin, Shobana anak perempuan Permal, Siti Hajar binti Azman, Shazana Sharliza binti Abdul Ghani, Umus Solihah binti Abdul Razak, Valeria Charlotte Christopher, Wong Kiat Fong, Yap Ying Hui, Yasota Vani anak perempuan Ramalingam, Zaharuddin bin Bujang, Zaira binti Zanuddin, Zaitul Akmar binti Shaharuddin, Zarith Sofia binti Muhammad Syamsul, Sarjana Muda Sains Sosial Gunaan dengan Kepujian, Arfa Hayati binti Muhammad Yusni, Muhammad Azizul bin Rosun Han, Muhammad Helmi bin Hakimuddin,
Muhammad Saifullah Nur Helmi bin Samsudin,
Valerie Patricia Radika anak perempuan Lejmaya, Diploma Pendidikan Awal Kanak-Kanak, Na Hui Kin, Najiha binti Ismail, Eng Ai Hui, Nur Asma binti Yaakob, Nur Aziza binti Abdul Aziz, Nur Hazlina binti Muhammad Nur, Nur Aini binti Ali, Nur Shafila binti Syari, Nur Ain binti Ali, Nur Syahira binti Ahmad, Nur Rasmida Fatihah binti Ahmad Suhaimi, Nur Hafizah binti Abu Sari, Nur Hana binti Mat Nur, Nur Zaini binti Amaruddin, Nur Alia binti Abdullah, Nur Diana binti Muhammad Sayuti, Nur Nadia binti Muhammad Sayuti, Nur Shatila binti Syahbudin, Nura Zalianim binti Ibrahim, Nurifah binti Muhammad, Nurul Haida binti Johan, Nurul Huda binti Ismail, Nurul Izzah binti Aziz, Nuyan anak Bai, Olivia anak Tony, Puyang anak Sebau, Rahima binti Abdul Latif, Owi Zin Yi, Ong Siok Peng, Putra Hisham bin Tamam, Rajeswari anak perempuan Sundanam, Rengamah anak perempuan Ravindran, Rasida binti Amir, Rohana binti Yasuk, Rodia binti Sahad, Rosmaini binti Hussein, Rohazia binti Ramli, Rosniza binti Ishak, Rosmawati binti Muhammad, Rosalia binti Cik Juhari, Roszilawati binti M. Kaus, S. Mas binti Karimun, Rosita binti Salikon, Salina binti Saki, Sabaria binti Yaakob, Shariza binti Abdul Jamil,
Dan yang akhir sekali,
Syahmala, daughter of Raja Seheran.
Terima kasih. Perisytiharan penangguhan Konvokesyen. Dipersilakan Yang Amat Berbahagia Pro-Chancellor.
Sidang hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, dengan ini saya mengisytiharkan Konvokesyen Khas Open University Malaysia ditangguhkan. Wassalamualaikum. Terima kasih.
Negaraku dan perarakan keluar Dewan. Majlis mohon berdiri.
Demikianlah berakhirnya sidang kelima Konvokesyen Khas Open University Malaysia. Harap maklum bahawa gerai jualan cenderamata sedang berlangsung di ruang lobi aras 4.
Untuk kupon tempat meletak kereta pula boleh didapati di meja sekretariat yang berada di depan pintu masuk utama Dewan Merdeka aras 4. Bagi pihak pengurusan OUM, kami mengucapkan jutaan terima kasih atas kehadiran sidang hadirin sekalian. Semoga kita bertemu lagi.
Pohon berangan tempat bertemu, girangnya rasa sanak saudara.
Pulanglah tuan membawa ilmu, binalah bangsa, bangunkan negara.